Elizabeth Arden cream.
This One's Wife. The Elevated Recipes Revealed. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. This One's Wife engaged in another act of plagiarism, where she utilised a quote from Ina Garten, stating, "I've always loved taking something pretty ordinary and elevating it." Many commentators, your glorious narrator included, have seized upon this comment as encapsulating so much about this one's wife. On the one hand, might she be speaking about the Prince of Pink pancakes? On the other hand, it seems such an apt explanation for herself. Utterly ordinary, yet she seeks to elevate herself time and time again. However, whilst we might apply it to her, she, of course, has applied it to food, to the cooking. She's a foodie, remember, and with her forthcoming cookery show on the horizon, this one's wife in the trailer wants you all to know that she takes the ordinary and then she elevates it. But how does she weave this magic? How does she conjure up such special creations? What is her secret? Well, you'll be pleased and undoubtedly excited to know that your chocolatey, velvety-voiced narrator has ensured that you are now privy to what it is that she can do to take food that otherwise would be ordinary and mundane, and she can elevate it to something special. Why? Because I have gained access to the recipes that will be appearing in the forthcoming shows. Yes, as a consequence of the reach of the Ultra, I have been able to lay my hands upon pictures and also the descriptions associated with the forthcoming recipes. I recommend that you sit down, that you give this your full attention, for you are going to be taken on a gastronomic journey into ecstasy as I'm going to reveal to you a series of recipes that this one's wife will be using in the forthcoming show. Prepare to have your socks blown off, your brains blown, your minds expanded, as the doyenne of cuisine takes the ordinary and elevates it. Here we go. The first recipe that this one's wife will be taking you to is an old favourite, the bananas of empowerment. You'll recall many moons ago that this one's wife wrote supposedly inspirational messages with a Sharpie on bananas that were to then be given to sex workers. As a keen supporter of the banana, here, this one's wife returns to this old favourite. Apparently, what she will do is take 6 bananas and write inspirational messages upon them. She will then perform voodoo magic over the nestling bananas before freeing them in a way that only she understands freedom from their outer skins, and then laying them in a ceramic dish. She's then going to take meat. It can be ham, it can be bacon, and she's going to wrap that around the banana like her fingers coiling about the dick of a paying businessman on a yacht. Tight and uncompromising. And then, once they've been returned to the dish, they will be layered in melted cheese. Totally familiar with any kind of goo dripping upon her, this one's wife ensures that a healthy spattering of something sticky and gooing comes upon the bananas of empowerment. Look at the elevation. Look at the presentation. And also, look at what surrounds it. The sour grapes and the sprigs of a hedge with a couple of bits of tomato. A truly inspirational and elevated dish. Next, we have a playful yet mysterious little number which is known as the Yacht Girl Cornet. As you can see, an ice cream cornet has been taken and, thrusting into the air like an empowered feminist, it has been jammed into what looks like shredded pieces of beef. I understand from the recipe notes that the idea is to make it look like a yacht girl's punani after a particularly industrious weekend servicing minor royals and entrepreneurs. There's also a sauce. The notes don't describe what the appropriate sauce is, but nevertheless, you can get the general flavour here of basically a badly stuffed kebab, a mutilated minge that's hanging on the end of a cornet. Again, taking the humble ice cream cornet and, if, in a way that Heston Blumenthal must surely be envious of, fusing it with meat in order to create this marvel of the gastronomic universe, the Yacht Girl Cornet. The third recipe, coming from the forthcoming show, is known as Harry and Chips. Taking oven chips, naturally a simple item, but it's been elevated by the addition of cat's sick, some shredded lettuce, and 2 olives, what looks like the end of a gherkin, and a tomato to create what is truly a masterpiece. The representation and likeness of Harry is uncanny, I'm sure you'll agree. You're not thinking of a blobfish when you look at this dish, but rather thinking, goodness me, it's Harry and Chips. It's possible with this next offering that this one's wife has her eye on gaining a series on Disney Plus also by catering to the current home of the Star Wars franchise. Yes, this is Jabbercado on Rye, showing the playful side of this one's wife. She takes a well-known figure, Jabba the Hutt, and recreates him with what can only be described as a sensational and inspirational use of avocado and mayonnaise. A sprinkling of what is possibly paprika, and it's all laid artfully out on a piece of rye bread so that whoever is about to chow down on this can not only look forward to a taste sensation, but they can undoubtedly strike back for the rebels. Han Solo was placed in carbonite. You can avenge him by eating Jabbercado the Hutt. Not only does this one's wife have a freakish eye for detail, as we know only too well, but she is also a very practical person. And with this creation, she combines not only a culinary delight, but with something that demonstrates that she wants to show love to all of those that are invited to her show. This is the hot dog pile cushion. Chunks of succulent hot dog have been cooked and then placed within gelatin, shaped artfully into a pile cushion. The idea being that if your Farmer Giles are giving you jip, you can sit on the pile cushion and in so doing gain sweet, sweet relief from the stabbing sensation of your bum grapes whilst warming up the hot dog pile cushion so that it is delicious when you then eat it after the pain from your piles has been alleviated. What a thoughtful and tasty creation this must surely be. What is quite clear in relation to the cookery show is that this one's wife is demonstrating that she is the goddess of gelatin, for we have another gelatin-based behemoth that she has created here, which is a lamb for all seasons, combining meat, peas, egg, tomatoes, olives, and a strawberry. Nearly all food groups are covered in this marvellous and exciting rendition of a lamb that you can just taste Imagine driving a knife into the rear end of the lamb and slicing yourself off a delicious portion of some unknown fortified meat, egg, peas, and something that's red-coloured. It must be delicious, and no doubt you'd go back for more. All put together, nutrition and art, demonstrating that this one's wife is light years beyond any other cook or chef on planet Earth. Never let it be said that this one's wife does not understand people. Here, she recognises two food types that perhaps might be described as the backbone of the United States: pizza and mac and cheese. And in a move that is likely to leave the likes of Gordon Ramsay, Rick Steen, and Jamie Oliver gasping at the audacity, she has combined mac and cheese on pizza to create, yes, mac and cheese pizza. You may now bow to this brilliance. Everybody loves spaghetti. Everybody loves a donut. And yet, despite all of their self-proclaimed brilliance, none of these celebrity chefs have ever thought to combine the two. Well, once again, this one's wife blows away the competition with this amazing creation. Taking strands of spaghetti, she carefully molds it into an orange donut of delight. I imagine you're already salivating, thinking about how that would taste, the texture on your tongue, as you allow yourself a lick of this pasta-based delight. Yes, this one's wife, she takes the simple and she elevates it, and time again she has demonstrated that there is nobody able to do it quite like she does. This next culinary masterpiece is something that will have you jumping for joy. Indeed, you will be Cocka Hoop when you're able to eat Cocka Hoop. Again, demonstrating that she is a goddess with gelatin, this one's wife has taken the humble hot dog here, utilised in a way to make it seem like an erect member, and then has encircled it in a gelatin hoop of hoops. There is no end to her vision. Yes, the cocks and the hoops slotting together as only a yacht girl would be able to see. The next recipe that comes from the batch of information that has been provided to me by secret sources is the roast chicken surprise. In what undeniably would be described as a sweet nod to Harry by the supine publications, here this one's wife goes back to those early days of romance, rekindling memories of roasting a chicken when Harry proposed to her. No, it's nothing to do with rimming old Fanta pubes, and everything to do with revisiting what was a monumental moment in their romance. And here, once again, demonstrating her capacity to elevate the ordinary, she's taken the chicken and rather than present it in a conventional way, has it sat up, and she's added a face and a hat. Surely you're chortling to yourself thinking, gosh, if only someone would make a roast chicken surprise like that for me, I'd be laughing so much I'd almost buy a round. With the final recipe, which crowns this brilliant selection of insightful culinary wizardry, this one's wife demonstrates that if you make too much spaghetti, and hey, who hasn't? So difficult to gauge how much you need, you may have leftover spaghetti. Well, fear not, for what you can do is follow this elevating recipe by adding bananas and cars to make spaghetti carbonara. A delightful twist on the traditional spaghetti carbonara, and here this one's wife takes it to the next level in terms of elevation as she presents spaghetti carbonara. Well, valuable viewers, I'm sure you'll agree with me that glimpse into the spectacular culinary expertise of this one's wife was most rewarding. This is what you can look forward to seeing on her forthcoming show as a consequence of the recipes being leaked to me, H.G. Tudor, the Ultra. You can hear Gordon Ramsay and Martha Stewart weeping as they realise they will never come close to this element of elevation. And look how it was all done without the addition of mint, demonstrating that this one's wife not only can see things that others do not, but she doesn't need to rely upon hackneyed additions of garnish in order to elevate. We must truly salute the Queen of the Kitchen. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.